Hey book besties, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Akoya, and over here I talk about all things reading. So if you don't know already, we're in February. Today's the 1st. I don't know if I'm going to be uploading this today or tomorrow. Hopefully I can do it today, but it is the 1st of February, which if you didn't know, that means it's Black History Month. And during this time, or most of the year, because, well, I tend to read specifically Black romance books because it is also the month of love. Love you guys. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a few Black romance books that I have on my TBR list. Most of these books are written by indie authors. So if any of these books sound interesting, feel free to show them some love and support. And just so you know, these books are also available on Kindle Unlimited. I made sure to specifically find books that you could find on Kindle Unlimited because I know resources right now, you know, you gotta keep your money tight. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read these books. They're free to read. Well, not free, they're free-ish. I normally don't recommend books that I haven't read yet, but I've seen a lot of positive reviews on these books. So I'm being honest with y'all and upfront and telling y'all right now, I haven't read these books. So don't ask me a lot of questions on them. I'm going to share the description, the cover, and everything, which I normally do. And if these sound interesting to you, then feel free to add them to your list. And yeah, you could tell me about these books if you have read them before. And just so y'all know, you do not need a Kindle to read books from Kindle Unlimited. I saw a comment earlier where somebody was saying they don't have a Kindle so they can't read the book. But just so y'all know, you don't need a Kindle to read Kindle Unlimited books. You just need to download the Kindle app. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so the first author that I'm going to be mentioning is Kimberly Brown, because I did read one of her books, which is Rhythm's Blues. So Rhythm is an occupational therapist, and she's also the girlfriend of a very successful rapper. They met when they were in high school, but they didn't really connect when they were in high school. So years later, now they're adults, both successful. Raheem, the rapper, decides to shoot his shot, and now they're together. But now as their relationship is maturing, there are a lot of boundaries that are being crossed, and you know, disrespect is happening in the relationship. She has no proof of it, but she is positive that this man is disrespecting her in their home and in their relationship. So that is when Channing rolls in. Channing is a renowned music producer, and he's also, which she doesn't know, but he is also the producer for Raheem. And like, this guy is a big deal. Like, he's bigger than Raheem, even though Raheem is a successful rapper. I think he's a rapper. Anyways, F Raheem. We don't give a ras about Raheem. But as you can tell from this story, it's basically a love triangle between the three. So now it's a fight in Rhythm's heart to choose between this man she has loved for so long and let into her heart, moved across the country for this man, or this newfound accidental fling by Kimberly Brown, and it's called The Expiration Date. I'm going to read the description here for y'all. Audrey Pillar is a master in the art of breaking up. Her friends have dubbed her ritual of leaving men as the expiration date. Hurt from her past has caused Audrey to protect her heart at all costs, even if it means self-sabotage. She's developed the habit of looking for red flags, and it seemed to work for her. That is until she meets Sullivan Santiago, the confident 33-year-old owner of Sullivan's Coffee Tavern. Is unlike anyone she's ever met, and for Audrey, it's too good to be true. It usually is. Sullivan, also known as Sully Santiago, is a man that says what he means and means what he says. His honesty, though sometimes brutal, has never been a problem for him until he meets the beautiful Audrey Pillar. The 27-year-old professional crafter caught his eye after witnessing several of her gentle letdowns in his establishment. Whereas most people would see it as a turn-off, Sully is intrigued. When Audrey agrees to a date with him, Sully soon learns that his own expiration date will come sooner than he thought. Unfortunately, they are left with a special parting gift that doesn't make letting go as easy as Audrey would have liked. So Y'all know what that special parting gift, I kind of know what that is, but we're not going to touch on that. And moving on to the next book, which is Something in My Heart, also by Kimberly Brown. Alani Henley experienced a shocking and devastating loss. At 6 months pregnant, she loses the child she is carrying, and it turns her entire world upside down. To make matters worse, she feels she is the only one taking her miscarriage as serious as it was. Her boyfriend of 3 years, Onyx Sawyer, is moving through life as though he hasn't just lost a child as well. When secrets come out, Helani is faced with the fact that she may not have known her man as well as she thought she did. Onyx Sawyer was loving and living life. He had it all, and to top it off, he had a beautiful woman on his arm. Life changed the moment he learned he was going to be a father. When Helani suffers a miscarriage, truths were revealed that cost him his relationship. Onyx thinks that he is giving her time to come to grips, but what he doesn't realize is his behavior is pushing Helani into the arms of the most unsuspecting person, his brother. Hendrik Sawyer has always picked up his brother's slack. Once again, he is forced to deal with Onyx's mess, only this time it involves one of his best friends. With Helani suffering and Onyx in the wind, he steps up in her time of need. What starts with the innocence of being a shoulder to cry on soon turns into a mess of forbidden feelings. Will Onyx get it together? Will Helani and Hendrix be able to fight their newfound feelings? Or will the weight of their words cause everything to come crashing down? I feel Miss Kimberly got a thing for love triangles, but this also sounds interesting. I'm not really into, dating brothers. It just gives me the ick. Brother's best friend, okay, we could get away with that. But the brother one kind of, it's kind of nasty, but I might read it because it sounds interesting. He don't deserve her, and I hope she doesn't stay with him. Next up, we have the Rise and Fall series by A.E Valdez. A.E Valdez is another author that is, I don't know if she's known on YouTube, but in the book talk community, everybody loves that girl. Everybody loves her. And I think she's such a good author. I've read one book of hers, which is A Worthy Love, which is book 4. I don't even know why I started on book 4, but I need to complete the whole series. One is All I've Wanted, All I've Needed. I'm not going to read all the descriptions, so I'm going to put it somewhere up on the screen if you guys want to read what the book is about. The second book is Colliding with Fate. This one, I've seen a lot of people talking about it, and a lot of people love these books. I know all the books are loved, but this one I've seen more on my timeline. The third book in the series is The Beginning of Forever, and the fourth book is A Worthy Love. This is the book I told y'all I started reading. I haven't completed it yet. It was kind of like a DNF because the book, as always, I tell y'all to check your trigger warnings, and I unfortunately did not check my trigger warnings. So when it got to that part in the book, I kind of DNF'd it. It does not mean that the book was bad. It just means that it was kind of heavy for me, but I do plan to get back into reading that book, but it was good. The book does address a lot of heavy topics, and it's probably similar with the other books. So I implore you, check your trigger warnings. The next book is Spin Bout You by Briann Danae. Sure as her name is Grace, the hardworking beauty surely didn't give herself enough of it. The holiday is here, and she and a group of friends celebrate Friendsgiving on a weekend getaway in the woods. What Grace doesn't know is that their cabin retreat has a +1 whom she's never met. The second he enters the cabin, Jared introduces himself as a friend Grace should keep, and he intends to give her many reasons why she should. Will Grace give him the opportunity, or will Jared have to make his intentions on getting to know her much clearer? The next book is Loved by You by Alexandrea lechelle. Now this description is a little long, so I'm going to try to find a summary on it because I ain't about to read all that. Okay, so Loved by You by Alexandrea lechelle follows a man and a woman who dated back in college but broke up, and now several years later they're back in the city trying to explore what it would look like to get back together. The next book on my TBR list is Losing Control by Ladii Nesha. Deemed Detroit's bad boy, Caesar is a man of many layers. To the world, he's a lyrical genius with a sharp tongue and tough exterior. But behind closed doors, he battles with dark demons from his past while dodging industry drama, scandals, and lies. Marley is walking through life, barely existing. Her soul is shattered by tragedy, leaving her with a heavy heart and broken spirit. She's content with fading into the shadows, and it works for her until she collides into him. Caesar is a walking red flag. Marley is emotionally unavailable. Together, they are destined for emotional turmoil, and just when they have it all figured out, the duo learns that the past has a sneaky way of preying on the future. If you have TikTok, I know you've probably seen this book in the TikTok shop, and it's I Accidentally Summoned a Demon by Jessica Cage. I don't know if this is like a ripoff to the Mishap series, the Mead Mishap series. The last single friend in her group, and tired of being stood up by her girls, a drunken Raina turns to her first love, a book. After jokingly casting a spell, her favorite character used to conjure a loving boyfriend, the results aren't nearly as fun. Because the damn spell worked, just not in the way she thought it would. Now she has a brooding demon who she needs to sever the magical bond with if she ever wants to live a normal life again. This book, I don't know if it's the description, but this one is high up on my TBR list. The others, I could always get around to reading them, but this one, I don't know the description. I just ate it up when I first heard it. And the book is called Maybe in This Lifetime by Asia Monique. So this is Leyland's point of view. The life I thought was mine never existed. She never existed, or so I thought. When I woke from my induced coma, asking for my wife, only to learn I'd never been married, I was devastated. And when Clementine walked into my hospital room, just as beautiful as she had been in my dreams, wearing an engagement ring another man had given to her, my entire world stopped. Nothing would ever be the same until I noticed she wasn't happy. That the man she'd chosen for herself didn't love her like I had. Like I do. I knew then I had to fight for what was mine, for the woman who belonged to me no matter the lifetime. And now this is Clementine's point of view. The life I thought I wanted wasn't enough anymore. When my patient mistook me as his wife after waking up from an induced coma, I was terrified. But when Leyland told me things about myself he shouldn't know, it stirred something inside of me I had no clue was there. Now I can't look at my fiance the same. Now I want to recreate those memories dancing in Leyland's eyes whenever he looks into mine. My world will never be the same, and it's all because of him. The man who swears he'll love me in every lifetime. You see, like, come on, you cannot deny that does not sound interesting. This man, my patient, wakes up, tells me that I'm his love in another lifetime, and we were married, and I'm unhappy in my relationship. Yeah, come get me. Depends, because if he ain't got money, just don't even bother trying to court me. Just leave me alone. In another lifetime we could be together, but in this lifetime, if you got money, we could be together. Just time's hard, baby. I don't care about no dreams if you don't got that paper. Next book is Restore Me by J.L.Seegars. Dominique Alexander is my late husband's best friend and the last man on earth that I should want. He's arrogant, dismissive, and up until recently has only ever used those dark eyes of his to look right through me. For the last 12 years, he's taken a sick pleasure in making me feel paper thin, like my entire existence is of no consequence to him at all. But now things are different. After one drunken night and surprisingly sexy acts of heroism, he started to be nice, treating me like something other than the physical embodiment of his annoyance, which would be nice if it didn't make me feel all the things I swore to never feel for another man after my husband died. Y'all already know how I feel about these husband, best friend, brother type of books. I'm not a fan of it, but I have a big spot in my heart for grumpy romance. Like, that's the whole thing that draws me in. Or like when a woman is not getting the attention she deserves in her relationship, and here comes Prince Charming, or I should say Shrek, because you know, Prince Charming. Okay, here comes Shrek, ready to save her from this nightmare of a man. Then yeah, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. And finally, we have Pieces of Me by Aubry. Okay, I don't know how to say this. Cross the court. Known for our ruthless behavior and unforgiving nature, the DeCourt family paralyzed many. My cousin will pray for you before he kills you, and my grandfather will preach at your funeral. Without shame, we are known as the death dealers. And I was the biggest supplier. But I stepped away from that life when I met Mecca 9 Strong, and he taught me how to love. 9 was ruthless and angry, but he became my everything. My strength, my protector, and my secret. Then something changed. He changed. The man I fell in love with shattered my heart into a million pieces and left me to put it back together alone. Years passed, and although he abandoned me, 9 somehow made my family his. Secrets have a way of coming back to haunt you. I should know. The man who promised to love and protect me, all the pieces of me, now has to prove it. And this book cover is so gorgeous. I don't know if this is AI or if it's a real model, but she is so beautiful. Yes, those are all the books that I plan to read in February. Hopefully I can get around to reading all of them. But yeah, I know these books sound interesting. And if you have read any of these, please let me know in the comments what you thought about them and if you would recommend them to the rest of the viewers and also me. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, you know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.